Welcome. My name is Sarah Willett. I'm a certified yoga teacher and Usui Reiki master teacher, and this is my friend Leslie. And we're coming to you today again from Stockbridge, Wisconsin on beautiful Lake Winnebago. And today what we have for you is a gentle floor yoga class. And this class is accessible to a lot of different people with a lot of different abilities. So if you have mobility issues or issues with your knees, this class will be for you. Or if you just would like something more gentle and something a little less yang in your practice, this is a really, really great option. And you don't need a whole lot of props. A couple of blocks are great, so you can get these at pretty much any big box store. A strap, which you can also get there. You can also use a piece of rope. And a blanket, or a bath sheet, or a good fluffy bath towel kind of folded the long way. And there's a couple of different ways that can be used to help with your practice as well. So we will get started. And today we're going to start in supported Sukhasana. So we will have Leslie sit on a block, and it's not necessary to sit on a block, but it helps you sit up taller when you do. It's actually a little bit easier, and then allows the hip flexors to relax, the knees to kind of float down. And then just feel as you're growing taller through the spine. And then when you get up to the shoulders, just sort of follow them up to the ears and start rolling them. Just roll them back, roll them forward. Start loosening up. And when you're done, give one final roll up to the ears, drop the scapula down the back, allow the hands and the arms to just fall where they do naturally. And then palms face down, which is very grounding for your practice. And then bring the head over the shoulders, part maybe the jaw a little bit, close the eyes. And we start here by connecting with ourselves. And we learn to turn that on and off a lot like a light switch. So turning off the outside world, the outside noise, and then turning on our connection to ourselves. And so for many of us, this is the first time that we've really connected with ourselves in a while. And we practice that here. And taking it a step further, implementing a little bit of yoga breathing, and one of my favorites is called Samavriti. And Samavriti is simply equal parts breath in and out of the nose. So wherever you're at, start breathing into the count of 4 or 5. Draw it out as long as you'd like. Pause at the top, and then breathe out to the count of 4 or 5. And then repeat. So this breathing in and breathing out of the nose is a purposeful breath. Obviously, our bodies will breathe for us, but when we breathe in this manner, we tend to breathe more deeply than we do in our daily lives, going in, filling up with good new stuff, and then exhaling and letting go of what we don't need. So continue this for maybe another 5 breath cycles. Now, allow the breath to come back to just a normal, calm, easy breath. And here with either eyes open or eyes closed, we'll begin with just a little gentle movement to prepare us for our practice. And we'll start with a spinal twist. So inhale, get nice and long through the spine. And then exhale, gentle twist to the right. Lightly bring the abs in for support. Allow the twist to stop when your body stops. Don't force the twist. Remember to breathe here. And then bring the trunk of the body forward. Take a breath in. And exhale, twist to your left. Again, allowing it to be natural, unforced, and effortless. Now bring the trunk of the body forward. Interlace your fingers, turn the palms down, and turn them inside out and go up. Take a breath in, exhale, twist to your right. So, rather dip to your right, sorry. Oh. My bad. Allow the stretch of the body in the left side. Come to center. And now tip to the left. So just getting a little side body stretch here. And now coming back to center. Little seated cat-cow. So with palms on or near the knees. On an inhale, bring the scapula slightly together in the back. Let the front of the spine come forward. And then on an exhale, round the back. Let the hands glide down toward the knees. Nose toward the belly. And then inhaling, coming back up into that cow position. And then exhaling, rounding in. And do this on a few breaths, just mobilizing the spine, which doesn't move well unless we really intentionally move it, get the fluid going. Now come to a neutral spine. Remove your block and place it in the upper right-hand corner of your mat. And come into child's pose or Balasana. Now, if you have very sensitive knees, you can simply stay seated for a little while longer. You can also try a blanket under the knees. So Leslie, I'm just going to sneak this under your knees. A blanket or a towel is great. Bring the knees wide. And then for support of the low back, something you can try is taking a block on its second highest height and placing it in the low part of your belly. So I'll let you do that, Leslie. And now slowly come down, but come to stacked hands first. So, or stacked fists rather. So just stack the fists, there you go. So for people that have a problem reaching their head all the way down, they can use the stacked hands, or you can also use a block. So let's try that. I feel like you're swaying too much in the back here, so move the hips down toward the heels. There. And then adjust, we'll adjust this, so lift up just a little bit. There you go. There. Does that feel a little better? Yeah, there we go. Okay, awesome. So just breathing in and out of the nose here as we do, but being mindful of it, being purposeful of it. Allow the body to soften. And then Leslie, if you'd like to remove the block, I know you like to go all the way down to the mat, so then lower your forehead down. And you can bring your arms long like Leslie has them here, which will give you a little bit more stretch in the arms, a little bit more stretch in the shoulder. Or you can drag the hands back and bring them near the ears. That helps the cervical spine, helps protect the neck. So whatever way you find to be the most restful, because restoration and restorative is what we're going for here. And we'll stay here for anywhere from 5 to 10 breaths, typically. Allowing the body to just melt in. It should feel luscious, it should feel good. Nothing forced, but just letting go. So here for Balasana, slowly rise up and remove any blanket or towel that you have, any block that you have. And come to Dandasana, which is a version of staff pose. So allow the legs to be long in front of you and toes pointed toward the forehead. And just pause here with as much bend to the knee or as little bend to the knee as you need. Feel a nice stretch along the hamstrings. Relax the upper body and just pause here. Maybe close the eyes, enjoy the stretch. Stretching our lower body, which we will do in this quasi-restorative class, really helps with a lot of ailments. A lot of pain in the foot, plantar fasciitis can also be a great release for low back pain, and even neck pain, it's been proven, because it's all connected through the fascia that connects all our muscles and keeps us all together. So from here, we're going to make our way to our mat. So simply extend the arms, palms face up, draw the abdominals in, and slowly lower down to the mat or use your hands to help you get down. And Leslie may have to adjust because the stone is right there. When you get there, just reach the hands overhead, give yourself a nice little stretch, and then point the toes, flex the toes, roll the ankles. And we'll take a gentle version of crescent stretch called Banana Asana. So simply move your arms with your back of your hands on the floor toward the right and slide your heels on the floor toward the right. And make like a banana that is sitting on your kitchen counter. So the goal is, if there is one, is to keep the shoulders on the mat the best that you can. Keep the heels on the mat best that you can. And continue to breathe through the stretch. And now come back to center. And the other way, again, sliding the heels to the left, sliding the back of the hands to the left, keeping the shoulders grounded. And now we come back to center. And here we'll set up for a supported bridge pose. So bend the knees, slide the feet in, bring the arms alongside the body, and we'll use a block for this because supportive will make it obviously a lot more restorative. But know that there are 3 sides of height to your block, so you pick which one that you like. I like for restorative, I like the second height. It's not too high, not too low, but right in the middle. So go ahead and start lifting the tailbone, and then we'll slide that under the low flat part of your back, your sacral part. Keep the knees hip-width distance apart, and remain somewhat active in this supportive pose. So keep the feet actively connected, 4 corners of the feet with the mat, pressing in very gently. But here you can allow your body to relax onto the block a little bit. Feel the rest of the body sinking into the mat. Close the eyes, keeping the gaze neutral. And staying here for 5 or 10 breath cycles of just that really easy in and out. You don't have to equal parts breathe. You can if you like. But maybe more or less use it as a meditation, a way to go inside, observe the thoughts and let them pass. And then take inspiration, take intuition, take cues from any pictures or ideas that you receive while you connect with yourself here. point, you should have felt a release. This is a nice opening for any chakras, heart, solar plexus, sacral, even root. Just a nice opening across the trunk of the body. And if you tune in, you can feel that release, oftentimes. But now we're going to remove that block, so lift the hips gently, slide the block out. Right. And then slowly lower all the way to the mat. And our next pose will be supported bound ankle pose, or Supta Baddha Konasana. So, a couple of ways you can do that. You can support each knee with a block on either side. That's why having two blocks is really, really nice. Or you can take your strap and adjust it for your knee width. And you might have to play with this a little bit, but this is also super lovely. Just looping it around the knees and then letting your knees fall and then adjusting it. So I'm going to let you do that, Leslie, and find where your sweet spot is. So then you won't even need the blocks at that point, but just two options for supported supta. And then just roll the shoulders, allow the shoulders to sink back in the mat. And allow the support to be where you can feel a nice stretch on the inside of your hip joint, but not to where you're really, really straining. You want, again, this to be restorative. So a lot of options for the hand position. You can place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, and just return to the breath, connect with yourself. Or you can bring the hands up overhead in a diamond pattern, allowing fingertips to touch, and take nice, big, deep breaths across the chest. Wherever you feel the most comfortable, wherever you feel the most release, do that. And so very gently now, bring the knees together and remove the strap, but hang on to it, because we'll do a little bit of active stretching here. It can all be done right on the floor, done on the mat, done with just your strap. So we'll remove the blocks. And keeping the left knee bent at this time, raise the right leg up, sole of the feet toward the sky. And then make a loop with your strap, either by using the loop that is already provided in the strap or just doubling your strap, whatever works. And here we'll stretch the hamstrings to begin with. So a slight bend in the knee, and if you can't straighten your leg, bring your foot out a little bit more. So loosen up on the strap, Leslie, and I'll just demonstrate as you bring the foot away from you and then straighten the leg a little more, you may feel more of a stretch in the back of the hamstring, no? Yes. So this is the proper way to stretch the hamstring. We often think of trying to get the toes closer to our forehead, and some of us can do that and some of us can't. But the important part is that we feel a nice even stretch, not a pinching at the knees, not a pinching at the hip, by just letting that leg go away from us a little bit. And we hold this here for maybe 5 breath cycles. giving the muscle a little chance to relax. And even though we are holding our foot here, try as best you can to allow the shoulders to soften. So yeah, there you go. Right. And now from here, take the strap and place it in your right hand. Bring your left arm out nice and long, palm face down. And allow the right foot to fall to the right. Now here, it's also real handy to have a block. And you can bring the foot right down to a block or any part of the leg to support a little bit. Again, the important part is feeling that little bit of stretch in the inside hip. And the left leg can stay bent, or that left leg can go straight. That will work also. That gives you more of a stretch in the front of the groin on the other leg, but sometimes we need more support for our back, so then we bend the knee. Now we raise that right foot up. This time you'll really need to send that left leg long. Switch hands, bring the right hand down to ground that shoulder, and then allow the left foot to go, or right foot rather, to go to the left, just to your degree. This will stretch the outside area of the hip. So what I really love about this hip stretch is that it allows us to get 3 out of the 4 sides of the hip. Well, even really 4, because when the leg is long, we're stretching that front part also, but we're stretching, of course, the inside, the outside, and then the back with the hamstring. So it's just a great release and perfect for this practice, which is more lower body focused. Okay, Leslie, allow that foot to come up. And raise the left foot to meet the right, and place the left foot in the strap and release the right foot. So just an easy way to switch. Again, knee bent or knee straight, or leg straight. Again, bringing that foot away from you, yeah. But still keeping the ever so slight micro bend in the knee. Instructor might not even see it, but you know what that feels like. So maintain that. Again, allowing the shoulders to release. And the upper body be relaxed. So from here, bring that right arm out, Leslie. Placing the strap in the left hand, allow that left leg to fall to the side. I miscalculated a little with my block. Now bring that left leg up to center, switch hands, left arm out, and then letting the left foot fall to the right. And you may need to straighten that leg, yeah. To really feel the stretch in that IT band, that outer rim of the hip. If you're doing this at home, if you have a bench or a chair that you like to place on either side, if you don't come down as far, that's great too. Again, just as long as you're feeling the stretch and you're not going over your edge and you're just a little bit behind your edge. Now bring that left foot up to center. Bend the knee, release the strap, and with both knees bent, bring the knees toward the forehead, grab the shins, and just a gentle rolling around, just a gentle stretch here. As you've guessed it, we'll be heading into Shavasana soon. And now plant the soles of the feet on the mat. And we'll take just a gentle supine twist here, so allow the knees to fall to the right and your gaze to the left. Bring the knees to center, pressing into the soles of the feet. Lift the hips a little bit first, and then allow the knees to fall to the left and gaze to the right. And now come on back to center. And as we head into Shavasana, you may know that you can take your Shavasana in any way that you like, whether it's seated or lying down. But I think especially for a restorative class, lying down is a great way to go. But we may feel that we have a little bit more that we would like to release as we head into our Shavasana. So simply you can lie here and keep the knees bent or have the legs be long. Either way is great. Or if you'd like just a little bit more, you take your towel or your blanket, you fold it the long way, and then fold it again. You want just a nice, small, narrow fold. And then Leslie, I'm gonna have you roll to your side, please. Thank you. And I'm gonna place this along your spine. So go ahead now and roll back. So this is gonna allow the front of her chest to open. Do you need more support for the head? I'm okay. Because we can tuck this towel. Why don't we try it once? All right, see if that's a little better. Is that a little better? So that will open the throat chakra a little bit more by having the end of the blanket or towel tucked, opening through the chest. Are you comfortable? You feel good? All right. So Leslie and all of you are now going to head into Shavasana. visualizing your breath, start to bring the awareness back to the surface of your body. And start with small movements, wiggling toes, wiggling fingers. And when you feel more awakened, bend the knees, slide the feet in, and then roll to your right or left side body. In Leslie's case, it'll be to the left. And just pause here in fetal pose. Just take a few moments to sort of bask in all the goodness that you've created here on your mat. And when you are ready, press yourself up to a cross-legged seated position with eyes closed and hands at heart center. The divine and precious light in me honors the divine and precious light in you, Leslie, and all of you watching. Namaste.